Today we're going to be looking at the 2013 Corps Total Soldier Condor. Condor came out during Total Soldier just like some of our other figures, and is still continued to be used in the Corps Elite. And also he's going to continue to be used in the next Corps line. As a bonus, we're going to be looking at the Attack Fighter. The Attack Fighter actually came out with Condor, or you can get Condor on his own. So let's take a look at this vehicle and this figure. This is the 2013 Total Soldier Condor version 3 and his 2015 Elite First Response Attack Fighter. This version of Condor, just like Rucker and Recoil, came out during the Total Soldier line. Let's take a look at the fighter first. The Attack Fighter was first released during the new Corps generation of the toy line in 2004. It has been released with many names such as Stealth Unit, Attack Fighter, Rapid Assault Attack Fighter, and First Response Action Vehicle, just to name a few. The Attack Fighter has come with quite a few pilots as well, including Firestorm twice, and Condor from the new Corps generation. As for the modern generation, we had Condor twice, Vulture, Spade, and Eagle Eye. These are the Attack Fighter's features. The Elite version of the Attack Fighter comes with a black, silver, and olive camouflage. Now there is a decal on there that says VF-143. I'm not sure exactly what that's supposed to mean. And it looks like these fins are a separate piece, although it does not come off. The window on the cockpit opens straight up. And we can see that there is a bunch of buttons on either side of the cockpit, and that there is a little bit of texture on the seat. The control panel on the cockpit, we can see that the plane is always at a slant, and then it has this these designs here. This looks like it might be nuclear maybe, and probably speed, and a bunch of buttons. We're not sure exactly what those are. In the back we can see that there are two engines here, and probably like a booster. Underneath the fighter there is a door up front and on either side of the jet. Those are probably supposed to be for wheels, but this jet does not have any. Another thing that is underneath this jet is the two guns in the front. It also comes with 4 missiles, 2 smaller ones, and 2 of these long ones. They both are being held by a dumbbell type system. This jet was made in 2014. Now that we've taken a look at the Attack Fighter, let's look at the pilot, Condor. Condor was first released in 2003 as part of the Corps Special Forces and is considered to be part of the last generation of the Corps, which I like to call the New Corps. And this was when Lanard went from the hard plastic 3 3/4 inch O-ring figures to the softer plastic 4-inch figures that we see today. He was also released with another pilot. His name was Vulture. And they didn't have names at this time, but they were part of the same group, the Wasps. They would both be released in the next generation of the Corps, the New Recruits. But this time, they were given names, and Vulture would return as part of the Marauders, while Condor would become an agent for the Corps. Condor would also make a cameo appearance for the Kong Skull Island toy line as a Monarch pilot with the Storm Strike helicopter. Condor version 3 was released in 2013 as part of the Total Soldier line and has continued on to the Elite line, and by the look of this picture, it looks like he's going to be released in the next line of the Corps. So let's take a look at Condor's accessories, and he only comes with one, but this is only if you do get him in the solo pack. He does come with his blaster rifle that has a strap on the bottom, and it looks like maybe a button for grenades, maybe a lock, trigger on the back, and of course just the rest of the blaster with a handle in the front. It's always kind of hard to explain these futuristic weapons. Let's take a look at Condor's articulation. He has a swivel at the neck, so he can move his head from left to right. His arm can go about that high up and all the way around. He does have a bend at the elbow, and he can also swivel at the bicep. He can turn at the waist from left to right. His leg can go up about that high up and bend at the knee. Let's take a look at Condor's features. So he comes with a sculpted on helmet and some silver goggles with a black face mask, although there's not a lot of detail on the face mask. We do come down to his shoulders, where he does have these two holes right here, these two loops. I'm assuming you could put a parachute on him, whether it's homemade or maybe from the Corps. Coming down his arms, he does have a zipper on the arm right there. You can see some stitching, and he's wearing gloves on this arm. On the other arm, he does have a pouch at the shoulder, more stitching, and a glove. Coming down his neck, he is wearing a vest, and he does have a hose going straight across, and looks like some web gear. He does have some straps that go straight across from his chest all the way around, and then the web gear continues on his back along with his belt. He does have a mesh texture on his back, and it continues on to the front. He has some pouches on this side, or maybe just one really long pouch. You can decide on that. Coming down, he does have a big belt buckle, which maybe has some storage capabilities, and another big pocket on this side. Coming down, he does have a couple of straps, which I'm assuming are for what pilots wear, maybe for the parachute. I'm not sure exactly what this hose here is, but it's there. I apologize, I'm not too sure on a lot of pilot equipment. Straps continue down his legs with some extra stitching on there. We go down, he does have a pocket which looks like it has some hoses coming out of it. Not exactly too sure what that is. And another pocket over here on this side with more texture. I believe one of these pockets holds on to the plan for what they're going to be doing when they're out there. Maybe coordinates. Another pocket on this leg here, and some straps on both legs. And he does have a shoelace detail on the boots, a little bit of detail underneath the boots, and this body was made in 2005. Now, I think the best part about these vehicle figures is that they come with a biotag. I wish that all the characters came with biotags. Apparently, at one point they did, but for this line, we only get the biotags if you get the smaller vehicles. So let's take a look at the biotag first. And it says, biotag, name, Ivan Condor Lushka, nation, Russia. Skills, expert jet pilot, ace dogfighter, status, flying force pilot. There is also a back part to the biotag, and it has the mission specialties. Mission specialties: can evade multiple enemy fighters with supersonic flight maneuvers. Able to withstand substantial G-forces without losing consciousness. Will fly at Mach speeds while low enough to avoid radar detection. Devoted to the cause of freedom, even if it means putting himself and his aircraft in harm's way. Now, I really like these biotags. It comes with this ring here, and you could put these on a keychain or maybe get like a dog tag chain, but that is really awesome, and I really wish they would continue on with this in the next line, and also I wish that they would have already put it with this line here. But apparently the older line of Corps, they do have some of these, and we'll be taking a look at those later on. So now that we're done with the bio card, let's take a look at Condor's bio, which we can take a look at from thecorpshq.com. Codename Condor. Real name Ivan Lushka. He is from the Flying Force Specialized Assault Unit. His primary skills are expert jet pilot and ace dogfighter. Born in Rostov, China, Ivan was raised by his two parents. Ivan's father, formerly one of Russia's top pilots, began to teach him at a young age to fly. Ivan quickly learned his body could withstand tremendous amount of G-force without losing consciousness. With his hawk-like eyesight and lightning-fast reflexes, he soon learned he was able to maneuver planes better than anyone ever could. Ivan's father began to notice his son's extraordinary talents in the sky and slowly began to mold him into one of the best stunt pilots the world has ever seen. After countless wins in various competitions, he was recruited by the Russian Air Force to help test their most experimental aircrafts, as well as various Black Ops missions where his stunt plane experience made him a top dogfighter in the sky. When the Corps began working with more advanced aircraft, they recruited Ivan to lead the team against the cursed drone air fleet. With his abilities to travel at Mach speeds below enemy radar, he is able to take the flight to a level even the drone army could not keep up with. Condor is another one of my favorites, and my most favorite from the last generation. His helmet is sculpted really well, and I like the loops that he has for a parachute. Also the fact that he was released with Vulture and then re-released in the modern generation as good guy and bad guy pilots really gives them a nice backstory to go off of. I know we've already heard "we used to be best war buddies and now we're bitter enemies" story done to death, but it's still a cool trope to have in a series. He's also a figure that can stand alone without accessories, like the Condor that comes in the first response action vehicle. Honestly, I would have given him a small pistol in the Solo Elite package instead of a blaster rifle. A pilot shouldn't carry such a large weapon, but I guess the small pistol would get lost inside the jet and it would be a pain to get it out. I hope you guys like my reviews of the 2013 Total Soldier Condor version 3 and the Attack Fighter. And stay tuned as next time we take a look at some small vehicles and the Curse's Dragonfly helicopter.